Welcome back to another What's for Dinner. This episode is actually food prep. For Christmas, I had asked for storage containers for produce. I really hate all the plastic it comes in. And don't worry, I noticed the tea towel thing in the way. And I move it soon, so it will be gone. But anyway, I wanted some bins to store produce in the fridge. I know that it helps keeping things fresh, and with teenagers, having vegetables prepped in the fridge really helps because they are more likely to eat them. So here I am doing this. I use Young Living products, so I'm using a Young Living fruit and veggie soak, just to make sure all my produce is washed really good. And I love the fact that I can do it as a bulk, like one day, wash all the produce, and then store it, and it's ready to go. Rather than every time I want to use some produce, having to wash it and soak it and prep it. It's working out. So here I am taking this broccoli, just putting it off to the side so I can get the carrots put into the containers. And what we ended up getting was green containers. They are Debbie Meyer's. I believe they're made in the USA. And they store produce, fruits, baked goods, dairy products, anything really like that. So I really liked this, option to get these ones. Number one, it came with multiple sizes, multiple packs, but also that you could use it more than just for your fruits and veggies. Like if you had some, baked goods and such. We do a lot of baking here, so I thought that might be neat. Not that the baking stays around very long, but those are all clean dishes, by the way. We have a over the sink dish rack where they just kind of drip dry. You will see me cleaning the fruits and vegetables, but also drying the green bins as I need them. Because you always want to wash brand new Tupperware and stuff. So I went ahead and washed them first. And so I'm drying different sizes as I need them. So here I am getting the strawberries just dripping, and I'm putting the broccoli in. So I'm leaving most of it whole because, like I said, I can just chop it as I need it. But there are some little pieces that I'm just going to put in that I actually went first because I did have a few teens wanting some hummus and veggies. So it was really easy just to grab some stalks of that broccoli and some baby carrots, and away they went. So there you go. Broccoli is done. And now I'm going to move on to the strawberries. I did do some other fruit that I must have just not filmed. I thought I filmed it, but I guess if I didn't push record, it's like my camera sits there on the tripod and it's not recording anything, and sometimes I don't notice that it's not recording. But I did grapes and raspberries as well in these bins, and they really worked out. Like, I was so impressed with the raspberries. When we buy raspberries, we have to eat them, even strawberries. We have to eat them like within a day or two. But I know the strawberries alone, it was like 5 days. And slicing into them, it still like gave that fresh slice of the knife, like where it just went through and you just can feel that it's fresh. So I am super happy with these containers, and I will be doing this food prep every week. We are a large family, so I go through produce weekly. I cannot do a shop where I stock up on a whole bunch. I may be able to now with these fresh bins where some keeps longer, but I really just need to keep fresh fruits and veggies on hand every week. So some things like dinner ideas and snack things we don't need to get every week, but we definitely need milk and produce every week. But it's nice to be at the end of the week and still have some fresh produce. So I'm happy with these bins. So as you can see for the strawberries, what I did, I just took the green top off because sometimes that green top, it can make the strawberry kind of slimy and so that's how I prep them. I didn't slice them or anything. I just sliced the top off. I put them into the bin like that. And then as I needed some strawberries, I just took a handful out and sliced them up and they were good to go. So there you have it. Not everyone likes all the same fruit in this house, which is why I need a variety of fruits and vegetables. I have some children who love strawberries, some who like raspberries. I have some who like bananas and some that like apples. So we just try to keep it all on hand. So here I am prepping the peppers. This is another just absolute blessing to have these bins, to have these peppers. We go through so many sweet peppers in this house. I'm buying a rainbow pack and a green pepper every week. It feels like snacking. This is what we like, as well as those carrots. I buy big carrots that I use when I'm cooking, but then for like snacking, we do get the baby carrots. So I just keep both on hand. When you buy the big bag of carrots, they tend to last longer. Like the baby carrots, it's 1 week and that's it. But the like 3 to 5 pound bag of carrots can last a little bit, a couple weeks. But anyway, this is how I do my peppers. I take the pepper, kind of circle around the top. I keep the little bits of the top, and then I just kind of core out the middle. And then once it's cored, I cut it in half. If I was doing a stuffed pepper, I would leave it like a recipe, but not too many of my family members like that. It's a recipe we do very few and far between. But I just core it out just like this. And then once that's done, I will go ahead and slice the pepper in half. And then make sure I've got just any of the core pieces that I've missed. I just go ahead and trim those pieces off. I find doing it this way is like the least amount of waste of the pepper. So it's just how I like to do it. So I am trimming them down a bit. And then I move on. I'm doing every color that we have. Same thing, I keep that top piece and then I just core out the middle. This one's really neat. There's like a pepper growing in a pepper. My pepper was pregnant, just like me. And so there we go. So now I just need to wash them, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the cauliflower. So this, I'm going to keep it as a head. Sometimes I cook the whole head and then sometimes I'll slice it up and roast it. Now we do have a couple kids who cauliflower is their snacking vegetable of choice. I would say 2 of the kids really enjoy cauliflower. The rest would only eat it cooked. So I like to have both options for the cauliflower, whether it is able to be cut up or able to be cooked as a whole. Same thing, cauliflower and broccoli, we go through a lot, so we like to keep it every week. I like to buy it every week. There are some weeks where it'll roll over, especially if I have a lot of other veggies still left. But for the most part, we go through it. And this is the thing with teens. If you have the vegetables prepped, you're going to go through them every shopping trip because they're eating them. I mean, I love my kids. I don't think they're lazy. They help out a lot, but they are lazy. Feeding themselves doesn't always equal food prep. But if it's ready, they'll grab it out of the fridge and have it. So I like to spend the time and do it. So I just put it in like that and seal it away. So far, it's still crunchy and it's still fresh like the first day. I'm just loving these bins. So there I go, using up that fruit and veggie wash. If you don't have that, I know you can use like white vinegar. There's so many different brands of like produce soaks and such. I really just enjoy using the all natural Young Living products. I have quite a bit. Like I use the hand soap and the cleaner and such, but I do really like this soak, so that's why we go ahead and use this one. Now, I will have to say part of that crisp freshness is having the vegetables prepped like this, where you've cleaned them. I mean, I really believe cold water is just not enough, or rinsing them is just not enough. Too many farms and such use, just even when you get organic stuff, I find it's just with the dirt and with the grime, like you just really need to give them a good wash. So that's why I choose to use a soak like that. But you do you if you want. But if you're watching this because you're wondering how prepping veggies can help, I just feel like it can with freshness. It can with, your family making the better choices, especially with this new year. And it doesn't take too much time. Like I think I spent about 30 minutes prepping everything on this day. And there you go. Now you notice I'm placing these pepper halves in and they're not really fitting. And I don't want to put the lid on and squish the vegetables together. Like I want it to fit nicely, because I feel like when it's crowded, something happens with the space and it just starts to slime. So I end up taking some peppers out and just cutting them, trimming them down, making sure that I can rearrange them so they're just sitting in there nicely and they're not too squished. And it just takes a little finessing, but that way I can make sure they stay fresher without being squished and stuffed in there. So that worked out a lot better. See, I found one more. So just by cutting it in two and rearranging it in there, it prevented that squishing of the fruits down. So there you have it. Now I have all this extra pepper. So what I decided to do was prep it. I mean, these are one of the favorite snacks for everyone, but the same sort of thing. If they see they can't just rip off a few cauliflower florets or broccoli florets, they have to actually take the pepper out and slice it up. They may not do that. So I am slicing it up nice and neat, ready to go in the container. And I just, every color, slice them up. So easy to grab and have snacking peppers ready to go. So I'm making sure I find the right pieces that will end up being good strips for snacking, because I do have an idea for the rest of the peppers, like the little odds and ends that I'm going to do next. So making sure they're all good for those snacking strips, I just slice them up. And like I did mention before, these bins come in different sizes. So if you see like the cauliflower is in a bigger one, the peppers is in a thinner one, you can really just pick which container to use. And they give you quite a variety of them. I'm pretty sure we got them off Amazon. I'd have to double check with my husband, but it was definitely a great investment, and I was very happy with this Christmas present. So there you go. So those snacking ones are ready to go in a container for the kids to grab. Now with the rest of these peppers, I decided to chop them up into bite-sized pieces, kind of like for a recipe. I have had a pregnancy craving for a few weeks, and it is nacho dip. So with nacho dip, you need to make these peppers, like you have them bite size. I will make that dip in a video, and it'll be coming. So you'll just have to watch for it. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. But I wanted to prep them. So it's nice that we have some peppers that are all ready to go to be cut up, but I also have some peppers ready for snacking. And I do have a toddler here who is coming to get a snack. She really enjoys peppers as well. Everyone does. So she's very interested in what I'm doing. So there's a pepper. And she's happy. Yep, my husband stole one too. And she decided to come sit up at the counter and watch Mom prep them. My husband's telling me what they did. They were outside for a bit. And I'm just prepping these peppers. It was so handy to have them. And it doesn't take too long. I mean, if I was using a bigger knife, I probably could have got it done a lot faster. But when you do your own dishes, you use what you got. You use what is already dirty. And then as long as you have the space in the fridge, I did find that what I was doing was stacking some of these green bins in the bottom vegetable fruit drawer just to utilize the space. Now, in our family, we have 7 with 1 on the way. So we will be a family of 8. I have 2 fridges. They are both full size. One is a little bit smaller, like it's a full size apartment fridge. See, she's getting another pepper. But I need them both. I need to utilize both of them. Just the milk alone takes up a whole shelf. Just what we have in milk every week. So having containers was a bit of a conundrum to begin with. Where do we put all these containers? But we've worked it out, and it's really helped our family. So I hope it helps you too if you decide to do it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good day.